Hello guys, how are you? This is Rahatullah Khan once again with another video. Today I'll talk about IELTS and I'll try to make this entire video in English because it's all about English language. And I have divided this video in 6 parts, so I would request you to watch it till the end because you'll find a lot of amazing resources and tips about cracking your IELTS examination and about scoring good and about understanding the IELTS. So the first part would be, why do you want to listen to me? Why am I the person to tell you about IELTS? How can I help you? The second part is, what is IELTS basically, and the third part is, what are the free resources that you can use to prepare for IELTS. So I'll suggest some websites, and then how can you take free IELTS test. That is another website which is really good. And the fifth part is basically how we can use ChatGPT. This is again one of the amazing thing that you can use to prepare for your IELTS. And the last one is for tips for speaking, and then I'll conclude this video. So please watch this video till very end because it's going to be really interesting and it's going to be really helpful for you. The first thing is that because I have taken IELTS for 2 times. First time I scored 7 IELTS band and the second time I scored 7.5 IELTS. So I am the person who you can look up to for your IELTS examination. Also, I was the one person in my university who started IELTS preparatory classes, and then I managed to bring British Council in our university. I have been IELTS coordinator in my university. I have been British Council partner in my university. So that's why I am the person you can look up to for IELTS preparation. Okay, now let's talk about what is IELTS. So basically it's an international English language testing system. It's been assessed by Cambridge, but there are different partners all around the world who conduct this examination. The first one is British Council, the second one is, which I know, is AEO, Australian Education Office, and the third one is IDP. So these are the 3 partners of IELTS who conduct IELTS tests. So what is IELTS? So it is divided into 4 parts. The first part is listening, the second part is reading, and the third part is writing, and the fourth part is speaking. Normally you can have speaking on the same day, or maybe you can have speaking on another day. Even it can be taken before examination, like before written examination, and it can be also taken after written examination. Now I'll tell you some resources where you can find different practice tests for IELTS, and you can start learning from these websites. Basically, I'll move towards my screen and I'll go to the website called IELTS Buddy. I have myself used this website. It's a free resource and you can go through this website. It's an amazing resource. You have like IELTS information, what are the FAQs, because I don't want to go into details because you can find a lot of videos and a lot of material on what is IELTS, how they do scoring and everything. So you can like see that. You have the lesson and tips. So you have task 1, task 2, reading, speaking, listening, grammar, vocabulary. You have a lot of things, and you also have practice tests and sample answers. So when I click on this test, you see that they have lot of practice tests available in all 4 competencies. It's like listening tests, reading, writing, and speaking. So let's see what do they have in writing tests. So they when you go to the writing test, they have the 2 different parts, which is called IELTS Academic, which is for students, and then I forgot to tell you about the IELTS General, which is basically for workers or for immigrants. So let's suppose you take the task 1 and task 2 in IELTS Academic. So you have this line graph. You go there and then you download this. So they show you what is academic task 1, how much time do you have to solve this question, and what is the question, what is the graph, and like they give you this kind of information here. Okay, but they also have sample answers for a lot of things. I'll go and I'll show you this thing. So you can see what are the sample IELTS essays. If I go to that, I can see that there are different sample IELTS essays. So they have different topics here. For example, if I say advertising or spending on the arts, human cloning, like these are very generic topics. They are mostly asked in the IELTS examination. So if you have any information, any idea about this topic, it is going to help you in your examination. This is going to really help you. So let's talk about like free university education. If I see the topic, I go to that and I am going to see the question. So when I jumped onto this page, you can see that there is a question and there is an answer. This is basically IELTS task 2 For that you are given 40 minutes, and then they say what is the topic. The topic is university education should be free to everyone regardless of income. To what extent do you agree or disagree? Give reasons for your answer and include any relevant example from your own experiences or knowledge. Write at least 250 words. So basically the good threshold, the good bracket of writing this or answering this essay is between 220 words to 280 words. That's what I heard from the IELTS, one of the IELTS evaluators. So they also have this model answer. So when you go to this website, you can see it's like 326 words. I think that's a bit exaggerated, that's a bit elongated, but still you can have better idea that what they have written over here. So you can find a lot of different practice tests and sample answers about writings, speaking, letters and essays. So you can have different things. That was one of the resources that I wanted to share with you. The second thing is very important that you can have, wanted to tell you, is to how can you take free IELTS mock test. Like how can you take a practice test and they also give you marks. Okay, they also assess you. So how can you take this? So there's an amazing website which is being offered by British Council. It is for free IELTS mock test. They normally call it FAM test, which is called familiarization test. So you familiarize yourself with that test, and when you go you can take this examination. How do you do this? You go to this website, you call it cdielts.gelielts.com. When you go there, you just write your name. For example, I write my name, Rahatullah. You write your email address, okay, and then you mention your country, wherever you are. You check all of these things. You go to register. When you come here, they ask you what do you want to take. So this is basically a FAM test, a familiarization test for IELTS, which is CD, which is computer based, computer delivered basically. So I'll choose select IELTS academic. When I choose it, so they tell you how do this familiarization test work. So basically it takes listening for 30 minutes, it takes around 60 minutes for reading, it takes around 60 minutes for writing. So it's a big task. It's like two and a half hour investment. So when you try to give this test, like try to make yourself prepare without any noises, without any work, so that you can sit for 2.5 hours and you can finish the test. When you are done with this test, they give you your results, they send you your results. So I'll just quickly do this and I'll tell you how they assessed my result, because I'll try to do random, because I will not try to solve everything. I'll just try to tell you that if when you attempt this test, they normally and they really assess your scores. Okay, so let me start the test and I'll just quickly go through that. My details are correct. Continue, start test.
This recording is copyright. Guided e-learning IELTS listening practice test.
So I have already done that. Finish test. So when you go to this one, finish test, so they store all of your answers. So this one, so I have already done this. So they are going to send my email to one of my email addresses. I'm gonna check it and I'll tell you how did it work. So when you go, you can see that they have sent me an email which is like, well done on completing the IELTS on computer familiarization test. Click below to access your learning and reading percentage marks from the GEL IELTS. So basically they assess your only reading and listening part, because they cannot assess the writing part. Writing part is really subjective. For writing part, I have another thing which I'll tell you, which is really amazing. It is coming next. How can you be assessed and how can you get scores on your writing part? So when I click here to see my marks, they will tell me it's 0 because I didn't attempt anything. So they say I have scored 0% in reading and 0% in listening because I didn't attempt anything. I showed everything to you because I just finished all the sections without attempting anything, just to tell you that it works really good. It works really well, and you can also try that. This was the free IELTS mock test. And now very important part, which is I would highly recommend you to see that, which is basically how can you use ChatGPT to get your IELTS assessment done, get your IELTS tips done. So basically I asked ChatGPT hello, and it said hello, how can I assist you today? So I asked it, how do you know about IELTS? So it said yes, I am familiar with IELTS. So okay, and then I said okay, how perfect, do you know about IELTS scoring? So it told me everything about IELTS scoring. Yes, it is IELTS scoring. And then I asked about the bands. Give me a brief overview of bands and their meanings. What are basically bands 0 to 9? So it told me about band 9, 8, 7 from till 0 till 1. So okay, so I asked it, perfect, do you know about IELTS writing and assessment criteria? It told me that it surely knows about this. So it told me that yeah, this is the IELTS assessment writing assessment criteria, and then we have IELTS academic and general training. So it told me about everything. Okay, it gave me everything about IELTS criteria. My next prompt was really good for it. It didn't agree in the first go, but I tried to find my way around, and I made him to work for us. Okay, so I asked it, okay, now that you know everything about IELTS scoring and assessment, can you become my IELTS evaluator? I will submit the questions and answers of IELTS task 2, and you have to give me bands. Okay, it initially denied me that I am not an evaluator and I cannot do that officially, and this and that. Then I said, I gave him a role, I gave it a role. But let's assume you are an IELTS evaluator. I will give you the question and answer, then you can just try to give it a band from 0 to 9. And then it agreed. It agreed. So it agreed, and then I copied one question from here. As you can see, I copied one question from IELTS Buddy, which was some of the methods used in advertising are unethical and acceptable in today's society. So I wrote this question, and I said, to what extent do you agree? To what extent do you agree with this view? And I also copied the sample answer from the same website, which is called IELTS Buddy. I told you about that. So I just copied the entire answer here, and you can see that I copied it everything. And then the ChatGPT thoroughly, just like an evaluator, you will not get this much comprehensive response from a teacher, even from an IELTS instructor, or even from IELTS teachers. So it basically replaced the IELTS teacher or instructor. So if you don't want to go to any coaching, if you don't want to take any classes online from any teacher, you can just use ChatGPT, and it will help you to assess your IELTS essays, and it will help you to evaluate your write-ups, and it will give you bands also. So you see, the ChatGPT said, okay, you had a good task response. It evaluated everything according to the IELTS criteria. So the first criteria was task response, the other one was coherence and cohesion, the other was lexical resource, and then the grammatical range and accuracy. So you can see that it has given me the marks like 7.5 for task response, coherence and cohesion 8, lexical resource 7, grammatical range and accuracy 8. So it gave me overall band score is 7.5. You can see that ChatGPT really works. It gave me an actual score, IELTS band, according to the IELTS assessment criteria. And you can also ask, okay, how can I improve my mistakes and get perfect 9 bands? Or can you write a perfect 9 bands sample essay for me? So if I just write it, let's see what it says. So it says that we can expand your vocabulary. You should have grammar refinement, complex sentence structure. You can also you should have clarity and precision. So it also produced a sample essay, which is basically if you can read and you can compare with your previous essay, you can see that it has produced an estimated band 9 score for its own produced essay. That's what I wanted to tell you. So this is basically all about how can you prepare for your IELTS. So I just wanted to make this video for all of you guys. I'm sorry if I made any mistakes in my English, because I got 7.5 bands, I didn't get 9 bands, so I did make some mistakes, I know that. So but it's fine, as long as I'm trying and I'm trying to improve. I wish you all the best, and please subscribe and like this channel and follow my videos, and also share this video with some people who you want to improve and come out of your country and study abroad. So this was my video, and I wanted to share with you some tips and tricks about IELTS. So I shared about the website free resources, IELTS structure, how can you take free IELTS examination, and how can you use ChatGPT to get your IELTS assessment done. So I'll see you in the next video. Please like and subscribe this video. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.